I have you for a father.
Probably like, Mom, what were you thinking?
I always wish I was knocked up by the mailman. Check this out.
I hear this up.
Good morning, everybody. Usually I would come in here screaming, cut the music to my man Bob. I'm going off. I'm going bananas. I'm going to my car, getting the car cable clamps and pinch them to my nipples and set myself electrocuted and all that stuff to get a good jump start. But I'll have to do that this morning. I am fired up. I'm ready to go. Thanks to my man Bob for producing the show and also hooking me up with this beautiful, nice latte coffee because he knows I like to drink it girly style. Yeah.
Nice.
But anyways, before I get started, in all the sports talk, I do want to thank Bob, Chris, Mike, Austin, Mark, Gordon, and everybody who contributed to run the show for why me and Gus were out. So I do want to thank, and I want to thank my man Gus. He's back in the house. It's been like a long 6 weeks, but my man is here. He's all Sixer up. I like that fresh Sixer hat. He looks like he's ready to go on the court. He looks like he's ready to take Korkmaz's spot.
Glad to Big Mac.
Yes, I'm glad you're here, buddy. And of course, the man, the monster. His name is Slayer. Mike Lara. What's going on, buddy?
What's going on?
What's going on? And of course, the master debater, my man Chris Derrick. What's going on, buddy?
What's up, bud?
Don't fight me today. It's a new year. But anyway, yes, Happy New Year to everyone. 2021. Let's get the show going. It's the 50th episode of Devereaux Sports, and
we've made it this far.
Yes, and a lot of big things that happened for Devereaux Sports. We have Mike Reckbach now joined the team, former Eagle. He used to play for Buddy Ryan, a captain of the former Eagle defenseman. So that's good to have. We have so many things going to be happening up in 2021. We're going to have the new UFC show with Dave Miletto and Eric Anderson. They want to talk UFC. So I know the guy to the left and the guy behind the glass really like talking UFC. So you guys are more than happy to talk UFC with those two guys. They know their stuff when it comes to that octagon cage fighting. But anyways, let's get started real fast before we do get one more thing before I get into my sports notes. I want to give a good shout out to Abyss Coffee for hooking me up, give a small business shout out to those guys for hooking me up with a nice, delicious hot cocoa, as I like to drink out of there. Yes, it's a little pricey, but it's well worth it.
That's what you're drinking?
Hey, man, I go to Abyss a lot. Man,
yes.
And they have a great staff.
Yes.
Good. Their food's good. Their coffee's good. And it's a nice place to go if you just want to do something different, relax, sit back. Great place to go. I highly recommend it.
Yes, I totally.
Give a shout out to
give us a shout out.
I'm gonna give a shout out to Appetito's Pizza right there in Folsom, PA.
Really?
Literally about 30 feet away from my house.
Good stuff.
Really good food. Great guys. Old school Italian guys.
I like it.
You can tell their food's made with a lot of love, man. It's a real good place. Appetito's, McDade Boulevard.
Nice. I'll have to give that. I'll have to take a look at it. Gus, any small? I know you do Fat Jacks on the Instagram.
Fat Jackie's, man, that's my boy John. He's doing this thing. He's almost like a ghost kitchen, man. He has menus every week. Food's delicious. You go follow him, Fat Jackie's.
Fat Jackie's. I'm gonna have to give that a shout out too because I see this stuff on Instagram. It's getting me all round up in the pants. It's getting me all round up when we go try to
family show, man.
Oh right. Oh, and my man, Chris, would you have a small business?
By Molino's.
Molino's.
Yeah, it's right on the boat. It's a catering place. My parents got it for New Year's, or actually for Christmas Eve. It was stuffed flounder and all that for like $40. You get like 7 pieces of gigantic stuffed flounders like that size. It's really nice. It's like flounder. A Facebook thing. Yeah, it's a Facebook thing.
I'm a fish man myself. Well, there's not too many foods I'm turning down anyways. But anyways, I'm gonna have to check it out. Let's get back to the sports talk here. And last night we had a Sixers team that looks like they turned the page from last week. Last week they go in and play the Cleveland Cavaliers. They get embarrassed. They turn the page by beating up Toronto, and Then they go off by beating up Orlando and the Hornets. Yes, Orlando and the Hornets are not your contender teams, but Orlando did come out 4-0, and then the Sixers just beat them up from one side of the start to the finish by putting up like 30 to 40 points the whole game. And I got to be honest with you, what I'm seeing from Ben Simmons is just, I know a lot of people want Harden here. I get all that talk. However, what he's done, I mean, what he does defensively, and now he's shooting the ball. I mean, yes, was it one shot? Yes. But, I mean, yesterday I saw him low in the paint, taking a little jumper. That's all I want. A little, just a little throw. You know what I mean? So he's been doing that. I've seen Tobias Harris has been going off this week. I mean, I don't know if it's radio talk that's been getting him. I don't know if it was the embarrassment from the Cleveland Cavaliers. But he's been turning the page well, and he's been averaging 20-plus points a game for these past 3 games, rather. And Steph Curry looks like a nice, well addition. But the one piece that stands out to me, I know he's not lighting up the scoreboard or anything, is Dwight Howard. He's filled that role. He's working the low paint. He's working the low post. He's dishing out. He's getting rebounds. He's taking care of what he needs to do in the low paint. So I mean, again, kudos to Daryl Morley and Alan Brand for picking up those guys, and it's been a nice. Even though I think Danny Green is officially cooked, and we're not going to get much out of him. But Gus, you are the Sixers man. So what have you seen from this Sixers team as of late? Break down the X's and O's.
Man. I don't know if you noticed, but it makes a huge difference when you have a real coach in Philadelphia.
Yes.
I'm sure you've noticed that because it's a world of difference when you can muck up a play in the timeout and actually come out and execute. Now, sometimes, it doesn't happen, but most of the time the play is exactly what we need, and that's what Doc is bringing to the table. You brought Dwight Howard. I was fairly surprised about Dwight Howard, to be honest with you.
Yes.
Because knowing him, and then when he came into the league, and he was never your hard-working, he was full of talent. And back then, nobody really knew how to play him because he was so big and athletic that he could just do whatever he wanted.
Right.
As the league, changed a little bit, he started not losing his talent, but everybody started to keep up with him. And then when he came over here, I was really surprised at how he just started to kind of guide everybody as a vet. Like, I knew that it was good for him to come in because he's been in the league for a long time. He just won a championship. Like, he was a good addition, but I didn't know that he was going to actually take that role and run with it. I was very, very pleasantly surprised that he actually took this role, and that has a lot to do with Ben Simmons playing the way that he's playing. Maybe Embiid. I noticed that not many people are saying that he's taking place off. Well, sometimes, he still does, but he's still putting up. I think he's averaging 26 points a game.
Who's that?
Embiid.
Embiid's over 20 points a game.
So I think he's at 26. But I mean, we're a team now. We have been playing, like I said, Orlando, the Hornets. I want to see them go up against. I think we have the next coming up soon, and
Hornets, the Wizards.
Yeah, we have Hornets, Wizards, and the Nets.
And Nets, which is going to be a big test. And then Denver next weekend.
Yeah, and that's going to be another good game. I just want to see how we do against contenders, because we're playing real well. Ball movement's ridiculous. The addition of Seth Curry has been just spot on.
Yes.
We've been playing good defense, and this is that's exactly why I didn't want to get rid of Ben Simmons in the first place. Even though I know how good Harden is.
Yeah, but
we're going to lose a huge part in our game, which is in defensively.
Yes, I was going to say that.
Rid of him.
Offensively, it's subtraction minus by subtraction. Yes, you get the scoreboarding, but Harden don't play a lick of defense.
The problem is that Philadelphia as a fan base, they see players like Ben Simmons that were drafted first, right? And he was drafted first because of his talent. And we want him to be a superstar, like, go bring us a championship, let's go. Ben Simmons may not be the type of player, but he contributes all around.
Right.
So if you give him that superstar, which Embiid is our number one, there's no doubt here. Even with Ben Simmons on the court, Embiid is our number one.
Yes.
You put a player like Ben Simmons in a team, this is what happens.
Yeah.
Everything else on the court kind of blends in together.
And I'll say, you know what? You brought this up when you're first part of the segment here. The Doc coming here, Glenn coming here, Glenn coming here has been a real big plus because now it looks like the two superstars can gel. They're working together. They're creating spacing on the floor.
There's still some work to do, but they are playing better.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I think as much as we don't like to give Josh Harris any credit,
Right.
you got to give him credit here. He brought in Daryl Morley. He brought in Doc Rivers. I'll still call him Doc Rivers. I don't care. I'm not calling him Glenn. But, I mean, he brought them in. And these guys are the ones that are coming in, changing the culture in here.
Yes.
They're the ones that came in that are looking and saying, look, you guys got only this far by doing this. It's time to change that.
And
you can see it in the way the team's performing. Look at like I said, it looks like every move Daryl Morley makes, he's hitting.
Right.
And to be honest with you, this whole Harden thing, I think the Sixers were very smart in doing that. They don't want to get rid of Ben Simmons. They'll take James Harden, but they're not going to trade Ben Simmons.
So why would you?
So look for him. If they do make a move for Harden, it's going to be at the trade deadline when the price is a lot less. No, not at all.
No.
No.
I get the fear. Everyone's like, oh, he's going to go to Brooklyn and then they're going to be this blah, blah, blah. They're going to be a juggernaut team. Relax. Pump it down. We'll be fine. And you know what? You are absolutely right, Mike, because what I've seen from, they pretty much as soon as Doc was available, Josh Harris went and got him. As soon as Daryl Morey became available,
they went and got him.
They went and got him.
Like, everybody was killing Elton Brand, but I think it really bodes well for Elton to be under Daryl Morey because now Elton was a decent player. He really was. And he's a hell of a nice guy. I've met him a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very nice guy. But he was fairly new to the position of GM. I mean, literally before that, he was a GM of the Sixers D-League team.
Mm-hmm.
You can't, going from D-League to, into the NBA, man, that's a big step.
Right.
And I thought he did okay. He tried to pull off some great trades. And you guys are talking about Tobias Harris. Well, look at when Tobias has thrived. Doc Rivers was his coach.
Right.
So with us getting Doc Rivers and bringing him here, I really think that his game's going to really take off because he's been in this system already.
Right.
I also too like what everyone's saying here is like the Sixers look really good right now. I think it's because of all these veterans that came into play, like these younger kids like Embiid looking up to Dwight Howard, like, all right, he's won it. He's a big guy. Maybe I can learn a few things. Same thing with Simmons, learning from Seth Curry. Danny Green, teaching them how to shoot threes better because they're 3-point specialists. Why not learn from them? Like, I think that's another thing that is like he's staying after practice with Dwight Howard, learning how to shoot better and all that.
Yeah.
I think all these vets are contributing and helping out the Sixers in the long run, to be honest.
The only thing and you're right, Chris, because the veteran leadership is better for this team, and these guys, like you said, these guys have been there. They've been in this game long enough. They got a pedigree of winning. So of course the younger talent's going to listen to them and look up to them. But now it looks like that our man Mr. Yellow Shoes is probably going to be hitting the bench a lot longer than that because you got a good time.
How many games has he been out?
Two.
Yeah, how we do with those last 2 games?
Very, very well.
Ball movement was there.
The ball. And that rotation Thursday night. I mean, they were just picking their spots. So I guess my man
Korkmaz is not a 6-man, man. He's a hardly a bench role player that you can put him in.
But he can build houses with all the bricks he likes to make. I mean, you know what I mean? So no, but look, the Sixers are they're striving in the right direction. Get ahead, Bobby.
We have Eric Richardson checking in.
All right, Bean. The man's got muscles where I don't have body parts. I think so.
He's a personal trainer, man. Personal trainer. Execution.
Yeah,
Execution.
If you're looking to get back in shape from the quarantine.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's my man. Yeah, my man's helping me out right now.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, he's giving you a shout out here. So
Yes.
He's saying Gustavo, but no, he seems to agree with Mike. He says even Harris is even looking good, and then he's saying Dustin is Brett Brown.
See, he knows. He knows about me and Brett Brown. That's why he texted me actually
speaking
yesterday.
about Brown though, like you really got. I mean, if you're Brett Brown, you're just sitting back looking, going, "Darn." Like really, I had these guys, and I mean, I feel bad. I mean,
I don't feel bad.
I do.
Get out of here.
Come on, man. Come on, stop. His first 3 years, like, come on. They should have paid him triple. They have to go through that.
4, 5, 6, nothing.
No. You know what? Let's keep it positive.
What is it? 2021.
In regards to Tobias, he's been playing well the last 2 games, but everybody's like giving him praise. I'm expecting him to play up to his contract. You should play like this.
Yes.
This is not anything extra. This is how you should play.
Yeah.
Day in, day out. That's why you're getting paid. That's why you got your max.
Okay, but like I brought up earlier, he was playing on the Brett Brown system and not flourishing.
Well, he didn't start off very hot.
No, he didn't. He didn't. But again, you got to remember he was bitten the last 2 seasons. He's been playing in Brett Brown. Now you got Doc coming back in. Doc may have changed up a few things between being in LA and coming here.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the familiarity of Doc's system and the type of system he's running, it's kind of like riding a bike. You may fall off, but sooner or later you're going to get back up and know how to ride it again.
Mm-hmm.
So it just, it takes time.
Right? Yes.
So I think Tobias Harris is going to have a really good year for them.
One of the many reasons why I wanted Rivers to be here was because I knew that Tobias played his best basketball on there.
The only thing that irks me about the team, I get they beat up these, like I said, the Hornets in Orlando. The only thing that's alarming is the turnover ratio. The 18 to 19 game, you can't have that, especially if you're going to go against a contender, especially Thursday night or next Saturday. You can't be having those turnover issues. Other than that, I mean, the team looks pretty crisp.
Well,
right?
with that turnover issue, that we're letting teams keep up.
Yeah.
Instead of just putting that foot on the throat and then just let it ride.
Right, and it gives
we're letting them go on these little runs, and then we're still winning the game, obviously, but like the Hornets probably shouldn't have been around in the third quarter.
No.
We just kind of let them come back, hit a couple threes. We missed a couple, hit a couple threes, then we turn over the ball.
And one thing too, right? And two, Doc has now made it where you've seen that the first couple of games, like they were falling behind 15, 17 points. And then, then he called the timeout. Now it's like this minute he smells something wrong. He made the adjustment. I got, all right, stop the momentum. Let's get it regrouped. Let's get it under control. What's going on, fellas? And he breaks it down.
That's what happens when you get a real coach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a real coach. Like last night, you were saying that 11-point league and, where the Hornets are hanging around. Brett would just, somehow the Hornets would have won last night.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because
absolutely
his point would have been, well, okay, Dwayne Howard, you can start shooting threes now. Thank you. You can get out from the post. Yeah, Chris.
So, like what you were saying earlier about the turnover ratio, right? We turn it over against these contender teams, just say Brooklyn, KD will have that ball in his hand, and he's going to kill us.
Oh, that's going to be points.
But you know what, though? I don't know. Hold on, though. I mean, I've seen a couple of Nets games, and they're supposed to be the big, bad, powerful Nets. I saw Atlanta take them to task.
No, they're not like clear contender.
Right. I'm just saying, but I mean, look at all the hype that's surrounding.
Well, the hype is because
KD
because of the 2 stars. Though.
Yeah, you have Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving.
I'll tell you what, I watched an Atlanta team that probably doesn't have the star power that Brooklyn has, and really took them to the woodshed twice.
Mm-hmm.
That's a scary team, man. That Atlanta team, they can shoot.
Yeah.
They can shoot.
Well, I've seen videos of like KD playing this year. There's like 3 guys in his face, and he's still draining it. Like KD's on a whole
does.
He's going to get his.
Yeah, he's 6'11" and his jumper's wet.
But
sure.
They said I've seen the best person who's going to be able to stick him is Ben Simmons.
I don't even think that. I don't. I don't think whoever you put on KD. I think he's like.
You have your best chance.
Right.
And Ben Simmons, that's another. Ben Simmons is going to guard the other team's best player almost every game.
Almost every game.
Yes,
that's what he brings to the table also.
Yeah, that's good defense.
And a lot of people like to not see that because he doesn't shoot the ball.
No, he has great defense. He's an all-star defender.
And he's gotten better every single year defensively.
Correct.
So people saying, "No, he's not progressing." That's not true. He is. He's just not what you want him to do.
No,
he's still getting better defensively.
Yeah, he's not shooting
every single year.
He's not running the floor shooting threes.
If you want to pull up that stat, you can. But every single year, he's gotten better defensively.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, and he's like
Ben Simmons.
Yeah, he played. He shot down the Julius Randle. last Saturday night. I mean, he shut him down. I mean, there was nothing he could do about it. I mean, and that's a star player, but I mean,
and even the star players, your best shot is with Ben Simmons on them, and he can slow people down.
yes.
Like he did to Russell Westbrook. He shut him down. He was 6 for 20. It's impressive.
And it is impressive. And
he's still a triple-double machine, but that's just because
he's a killer too. But
well, look what their team's doing though. He's a killer, but have they won a game yet?
No.
They won yesterday.
Yeah, they won yesterday.
So okay, they won one game.
So, but moving forward into another sports realm, we're going to get into. We have a team. What's that? We got a comment.
I was just saying. I'm in the process of looking up.
Oh, good.
For defense.
Specifically for defense, I don't particularly find anything. I'll keep looking.
No, right. We'll come. But no, before I go off the Sixers route here, Bob, what are you seeing from this, Sixers team?
Well, the one thing that I see is I think you guys hit the nail on the head. The coaching is way better. And one thing that I see, especially after watching this round, is adjustments. He's made adjustments. And I've never said that, and I think I even agreed with Gus on this at one point during the show a couple weeks ago, is Simmons specifically looks a lot better than what he did under Brett Brown in these first 6 games.
Mm-hmm.
When I watched the Toronto game this year, it's like they were backing into the paint, and they knew he was going to either pass it or they knew he was going to take the lane. And then when they backed into the paint and they backed into the lane, you couldn't take it. You couldn't take it for the layup. You had to pass it. So that's just one thing I see. And then he comes back, makes the 3. I think that's good. I think what it did was, at least for the next couple games, is it had teams thinking, oh, no, he's going to shoot now. Like, now what do you do?
That actually happened yesterday. That play, that corner 3 that he shot, that was a play for him,
right?
Which we didn't see with Brett Brown at all.
No, there was no design.
There was no design for him at all. That was one of my main concerns about Ben Simmons being crapped on every day. But then it's like, okay, you're not helping him out, though. You want him to do this, but he's not helping him out. So other teams are actually taking notice now because they defended that yesterday because they ran the same play,
right?
And somebody was in his face,
right? And he was able to dish it out,
right? Because he can shoot, obviously,
right?
He may not be your 44% 3-point shooter, but he can shoot.
But,
and now because there's a different coach, different atmosphere, the other teams are like, you know what? Let me get in this guy's face.
Yeah, it goes back to your point. It goes back to the coaching. It goes back to you having a real coach. A coach is going to be hard on him. And like Chris said, a veteran guys are going to be around him to motivate him. So you're going to have that. And one thing when Mike Rickenbach was here, he was saying, if you don't have a coach that's hard on you, like our court, and we're about to go diving into that too. With Carson Wentz, you're not going to have that discipline. You need somebody who's going to be hard on you.
Well, I love the fact that they're defending him. I love the fact that they're going to start respecting the shot because guess what? It's Ben Simmons. You get in his face, I'll go around you because I can.
Right. and like I said, I don't get people. I mean, I get it. People are like, oh, you don't shoot. I want Harden here now. But I heard of tons of people.
I never want Harden here.
No, and it's just like.
Have you seen Harden?
Oh yeah, Stan.
My God, dude, he looks like a linebacker.
Right. Yeah, he's a pretty big.
Have you seen Harden?
Yeah,
he's not in basketball shape. He's in shape. He's a circle, but he's not in shape.
A couple of the pictures were not very flattering.
No, they weren't. The best was like, hey, man, they told me to show up in shape. They didn't say which shape to show up in. I was dying, but hey, he looked like a linebacker one down there.
Yes.
Harden's still gonna hurt you offensively. He's still gonna hurt.
They want a chicken wing.
But so I do want to dive into another team that's coming up here in a couple of weeks that we're all fired up for.
Time.
You know what I mean? So guys, what are you expecting? For me, I'm not that fired up because of the captain of this team. The captain of this team. And me and Chris might be on the same page here, which is unique in 2021 off the shoot. But, him and Voracek, to me, hold this team down. I just think when it comes postseason time, you've seen it from that Game 7 irks me. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth, not being there for your goaltender. Your goaltender gets lit up. The coaching scheme to me in the postseason wasn't great. Just to have.
All right.
Hold
I
on.
love you. I love you. I do. I got to cut you off.
Yes.
Stop.
Give me the preparation, H.
Stop.
What?
You got a bad taste in your mouth. Go get some scope, bro. That was last year.
Let's
This is a brand new season.
And it's the same old captain.
No, okay, so what? He's probably – who else are you going to make captain of this team right now? I can probably think maybe
Sean Couturier.
No, Kevin Hayes.
Yes.
But Kevin Hayes, how do you know he's not going to be the next captain once Drew leaves? Drew's earned it, dude. Whether you want to believe it or not, he's earned the right to be captain.
Oh,
Now, Voracek, I'll give you. I think he should have been dealt 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. They're here. You got to give them a –
Yeah. They grow like mold on this team.
Well, guess what? If it helps get you to a cup, which, by the way
It's not going
but
to.
that's just it, though. If it helps, because Giroux, to me, he's not hurting the team by any means. He's just not contributing like everybody wants him to, right? Well, right, but he's still doing his job as a captain. Am I wrong?
Yeah, he's leading the team. I mean, it's just that.
Living in nowhere.
But here's the thing: we don't know what they've asked him to do.
Yes.
I get that the coach, gets these guys going, but you need that on-ice leadership to sustain that.
Yes.
And for me, it's up and down. So I mean, I do think that Giroux is, does he deserve it? Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah.
When you look at his whole
Body of work, yeah.
Because he deserves it, doesn't mean to improve or that there's something that's not.
That's also true.
Something sometimes is
Look-
missing. I feel.
So-
yeah, but look. Go ahead, Chris.
So here's my thing. Drew is a regular season player. In the playoffs, he's a ghost.
Yeah.
I will agree with that. In regular season, he's a killer. He's a point machine. He is everywhere. He is where you want him to be. But in the playoffs, he is silent. He is invisible. Like, he doesn't show up in the playoffs, and that's something that he needs to work on, be more confident in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I totally listen. Me
He's
and
like the anti-Danny Briere. Danny Briere would be away for 82 games. You didn't even know he's on the roster, and then all of a sudden he becomes Mr. MVP once it
In the
starts
playoffs, yep.
in the playoffs.
and Bob could witness to this. Me and Martinez had an argument on Facebook, and that he questioned my man's sports IQ, questioned my rationale, questioned my thinking. I mean, all that went south.
We do that on a bi-weekly basis.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, we might agree
Yeah.
with Martinez.
Exactly.
We're
Yeah,
gonna agree with Martinez.
but I mean, because
And what's his name on Facebook? Might have to send him a friend request.
yes, he is a true man more than me. And look, I just call how I see it. I mean, when he was like, "Oh yeah, when the team plays well, you're praising him," I said, "No, I wasn't. No, I was praising two people, the goalie and the head coach. I was never praising him."
Well, I mean, listen, you're really kicking, you're kicking a can. All right, yeah. Did they look bad in Game 7? Yeah. But I mean, really, if you want to take a look, our scorers didn't score in that whole
Yes,
series.
and no, that's another point.
All right, and it's not just Giroux and Voracek. Okay,
Konecki.
where was he?
Right, and he was the guy who went to the All-Star.
Yeah, he was our lone All-Star representative. Where was he?
Oh yeah,
Okay, our scoring defensemen. Where were they?
yeah. Proby wasn't there. There's a lot of questions. People want to hop on Carson. People want to hop on Embiid and Simmons.
People want to hop on Giroux.
And
That's all I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
And another thing too is
Yes.
yeah.
it has.
Hey,
Mentally?
Bob.
I think, yeah, I do. But I also think that when you affect someone mentally,
It affects their game.
Bob, you nailed it on the head because 5 years ago, he said it himself in a press conference. He cannot handle the pressure of playing in front of the Flyer fans at home because of the pressure that's on him. He said he's better on the road. He's pretty much said.
Well, we don't have to worry about that right now.
Well, no, you don't have to worry about it. The only person he has to worry about filming is Gritty. So, and if he's not around, Kevin Hayes said he's not going to be around.
All right, but here's the thing too. That team was banged up last year, too. Flyers were banged up towards the end of the year. We don't know what type of injuries they had. One thing I will say about the Flyers, they are like KGB secret about their injuries, unless it's like a known fact.
Lower body injury.
Yes, from the neck down, it's a lower body injury. It's just
Where? What part of the?
But here's the thing though, all you have to do is literally watch, just watch a little scroller, at the end of a playoff series. You're going to see all these guys that were eliminated. All of a sudden, like 4 days afterwards, you're going to start seeing, well, this person had this surgery, this person had that surgery, and you're like, wow, I didn't even know that they were banged up like that.
Right.
Yes.
Yes, definitely. And what do you guys think of the Phil Myers extension?
Love it.
Like it.
You like it too?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
What did I tell you last year? I said the Flyers right now, as far as defensemen, young defensemen, Flyers have a boatload.
Yes.
They have one who's playing in the World Juniors right now.
Yes.
In the American team.
Yeah.
And he's looking really good.
Yes,
really
yes.
good.
Yeah, and that like I think that's going to bode well for them, because if they need to use some of that young equity to trade off to get certain pieces, they can. Like they're rumored right now to be in a trade with Columbus for their number one defenseman, Savard. Yeah, right shot.
Wow.
They're like rumored, and if it takes giving up JV, we're talking about getting rid of JVR. Bye, see you, deuces.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Right.
No, there's a third team involved. It was 3-team deal. Yeah, I actually caught it on the NHL Network. It was a 3-team deal. Savard comes here. Maybe Riemsdyk goes somewhere else, and then the third team is sending them like a player and cash consideration.
Yeah, I would have thought he was going to go to
It's
Seattle.
it's a 3-team. Well, Seattle won't start picking until next year.
Okay.
I thought the same thing.
This spring.
Right, this spring. But I mean, like all right, yeah, they take JVR, so to speak. He's still playing with the Flyers until the end of the. Oh, dude, Jordan Voracek's gone. He's gone. This is his last year.
Well, here's my thing. Like, I also like that they put Sam Warren as our left wing. He's not defense anymore.
Yeah.
I really like that decision because he's too slow for defense. He's a big guy. He's a bruiser. I think he's just like a
Reminds me of like
checker for
a
fourth line.
generic version of like Leclerc. Like he just like lumbers around. The way he lumbers.
Yeah.
Not the goal scoring type.
No, no.
Did you ever watch Leclerc though? When he would come down the ice, dude, he would be like, and then he would find his way around the net.
Yeah.
All the time.
And what's going on with Gostisbehere? He's still on this team. Like I would have caught him.
Again, a trade chip. He's
Yeah.
a trade piece. Like,
Wait,
listen,
what are you going to get for him? Bubblegum?
how do you know? If he starts out, if he comes out and he starts out hot, that changes everything. And
No,
it really
but-
does.
That's a big if, but
But he does that every year. When he gets benched, well, I got to show this team. He does that, and then within 2 nights, he's up in the box getting lobster night. I mean, there's a reason why they don't let him touch the ice.
Go to a team that has an offensive system. Lane Vigneault's system is more defensive, and that's why he's struggling. Because it's
Oh man.
It's lane, sticks in lanes. It's more defensive.
that's a good point.
Than it is, forward.
If you're taking notice too, like if you're taking a look too, the way Vigneault's running his defense too, getting bigger bodies. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like they're getting bigger bodies now. The Flyers are trying to revert back to the days. If you're going to come in you're going to try to come in our zone, you're going to pay for it. I'm not saying like to goon it up types, but I'm talking about solid defense.
Well, that's what he did in Vancouver. That's what he did in Vancouver. He had bigger players all around. The Sedin twins, they're big.
Yeah.
And their defense was big. And what he do? He would like to punish you, like Mike said, punish you when you
Dude, grind. Like I don't care how good you are. You got a guy 230 leaning on you all game long.
It's tiring.
You're gonna get tired by the third period. You're gonna be sucking air.
Yeah. Well, and here goes another one. Is I know that the Capitals made some big moves. Obviously, they're going to get checked. But here goes the thing. Now we're going to have to deal with Pierre Laviolette coaching for them.
Stop.
Well, you're not afraid, Lou?
No.
I'm afraid of Ovi. Ovi kills the Flyers.
He does, but
Dude,
It's Ovi.
Come on, dude.
No, that's
Ovi's
Ovi.
gonna
another star's going to get his.
I'm gonna look. Yeah, he's gonna. Laviolette's gonna look at Ovi. Go get some jam. Ovi's for that kid. Whatever.
Yeah.
Like, come on. All they're doing is just picking up pieces. Like they're trying to. No. I mean, what? They went and got Hendrik Lundqvist. Ooh, scary. Yeah.
No.
He's not. I know. They went and got the dinosaur.
Yeah.
Well, they had to replace who retired from the Capitals this year. That was huge. That retired. Yeah, that's why they had to pick up Char. Someone retired.
Well, I know Michigan retired, but it was for us.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not scared of that, and I'm not scared of Boston either. I think Boston took a step back big time. They lost a lot of key players.
Yeah, they did, and they lost their key leadership now. So I mean, like I said,
we have no reason to be scared of anybody.
Well, I don't mean about, but I mean as far as like to me in the Eastern Conference, it was Tampa and Boston and then everybody else. Like the Flyers fell back in that second tier. Boston has taken a step back, and I think Tampa's taken a step back too. They've gotten rid of, you know what I mean?
I don't think they lost anyone in though.
Yeah, they did.
But there's no reason why we
can hang with anybody.
Yeah, we can, and that's why
that's-
I'm not scared of going against anybody
No,
or going or.
I think the
any
most
other team.
overrated team that they're pushing and trying to get behind right now is Toronto. They are so they're overrated. They're overrated.
I hope you're listening, Art. Oh my
They're
gosh.
big time overrated.
Yeah, well, I mean, because they think they got, no offense, the Wayne train up there.
Austin Matthews.
Austin Matthews, who's supposedly the potential of the face of the
They have
NHL.
no defense and goal, They have no goaltending, no defense. So, yeah, okay. You went and added some offensive pieces, but you're going to lose games 5-4 every night.
I think a team that's going to surprise everyone is the Devils. I think the Devils.
Really?
I think the Devils are going to be good.
I think they'll be better. I think they will be better.
Debut Josh Howers.
My pick, believe it or not, Arizona Coyotes. I
On the Ritake.
Yeah, I think they're going to be a lot better this year. They're going to surprise some people. I think they're going to be right there in that mix in the West.
Really?
Yeah.
I would say Edmonton. Connor McDavid's just getting better and better. He's just so good.
Yeah, that's all.
Right.
Listen, I have a friend of mine from
True.
Edmonton. I was talking to him about that, and he was like, dude, they're going to take a step back this year. I mean, this is a guy who follows the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah.
I like Connor McDavid. I thought the same thing with you, young guy. He's like, dude, they're going to take a step back.
Because I'll tell you what, if they ever put him on the trade block, if I'm Fletcher, I'm all over him.
I'll trade it the whole house.
Have the pieces to do it.
Mm-hmm.
As they should.
Yeah, they definitely.
Another team too, like kind of look out for. They could. It's kind of like my teetering team, which is Calgary. Because
Calgary.
Yeah, because I mean, if you take a look at it, I started looking at divisions and seeing teams that could possibly be in the playoff mix. You look at that Northern Division, it's really kind of really if you look at it. I mean, you have Winnipeg, you have Montreal, Ottawa. There's 3 bad teams right there.
Right.
There's only about 8 teams in the whole division, so I mean,
Well, how about the team that we're going to face on the 13th, the Pittsburgh Penguins?
who, Ice Pigeons.
Yeah, I think.
You're so worried about them?
No, I think they've took a major step back. And Crosby's Crosby, another guy who's going to get his.
Didn't they just trade their goalie?
Yeah, they got rid of
Murray.
Murray, and he used to kill us. I was like,
Yes,
I was
yes.
like, bye.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
like Pat was saying, it was like there's like you said, Crosby and Malkin. They're gonna get theirs. Like they're a
They're
a
so
1-2 punch
It
compared
is,
to our
but
captain.
the only thing that with Pittsburgh is they do have some young talent that surrounds them that's really good, and they still have what's his face, the defenseman Letang's still there too.
Yep.
He's like a staple. I would love to have him on the Flyers. I really would. Even now at his age right now, I would take Chris Letang in a minute.
Really?
Yeah.
So you have just two American players playing in the world who can pass it now. You have Cam York, who's a defenseman.
Yeah, he was this year's draft pick,
Yep.
Christian York.
No, that was right.
Or last year.
Yeah. That Forrester guy was.
That's right. Yeah.
So Bobby Brink right now has 2 goals, 4 assists, and he's a +8.
wow.
So he's playing some really good hockey. He's playing at a high level. So Hughes, when I watch him play, he's like a good go to the net type of person.
That's what we need.
This guy.
What were we talking about last year?
We didn't have that.
That's what we needed.
Yep.
Yeah.
So so Cam York, he's the quarterback of the first unit for the United States when they used defensemen, because they were using 5 forwards on the power play. But he has 1 goal, 4 assists, and he's a +4. So he's like that looks right.
But here's the thing, though. Who would you, if you're gonna put York up, who you benching?
Well, that's the thing. I don't think these guys are like it's raw still.
They're still roll. They're going to have to develop.
Yeah, they're gonna. It's gonna be a while before they come.
You're
up.
going to see the guys that were down there last year. They're probably going to be getting the first cracks to come up, or maybe stay with the team. I mean, just look at the competition with the winger competition last year
Yeah. It was
with the
tough.
Flyers.
It was tough.
Yeah, and like I said, this year there's actually going to be an AHL. So
Really?
yeah,
That's good. That's
yeah.
good.
So they're actually going to be able to play instead of just them guys sitting around in a camp. So they'll be playing games, which is a good thing. I think, like I said, the Flyers are very rich. I mean, when you watch, I do a lot of watching on the NHL Network, and they were like ranking like farm farm systems, and the Flyers were up there. The Flyers have one of the most deepest, and they're deep. They're even more deep at defense.
Yeah.
So, like, I know EJ Radick was talking about, if the Flyers wanted to make a move, they have enough draft capital, not only draft capital, but, capital in their minor leagues that, they could go and get, a decent helping hand for trade deadline. So I'm looking forward to it, dude. Like, listen, I've already placed my bet for the Stanley Cup.
Really?
Yes, I did.
Wow.
Oh. Yes, I picked it. Flyers, Avs.
Wow.
Flyers,
yes, you told me that the other night.
Flyers, Avs. I'm calling it right now, so write it down.
Wow.
Flyers, Avs. The Flyers will get to the Cup. I don't think they win it.
Whoa!
I don't think they win it.
You think they lose to the Avs?
I think they lose to the Avs.
They got
probably 6 or 7. I guess the Flyers always got a thing for forcing game 7.
If we're good enough to get
but here goes
listen, no.
That's what I said.
The Avs are a really good team.
Oh, I know that.
They're a really good team, but
I agree.
I'm well. Listen, the optimism is there. But
You can always count on Mike with that. The optimism.
Listen. I stood here a few months back and I said, I can see the Eagles beating the Saints and the Seahawks. I was 1 out of 2.
Yeah, you're right. You
1 out of 2. So I'm taking the shot. I took my shot. Hey, it's better than nothing.
But here goes
Right?
Here goes a big problem for the Flyers, and not so much of a Flyer. They're going to see a lot of their matter of fact, their whole season they're going to see their division.
Well, we can't make any assumptions until we actually see them play, right?
Right.
So
Well,
they
Listen,
look
I'm gonna tell you right
good
now.
last year, but we gotta see what they're doing.
Listen, whoever's in the East, they're going to have so much legs come playoff time. They're not getting on planes. Same thing with the West. If you look at the Western Division, there's a lot of flights in there. There's not a lot of flights on the East Coast.
No, I mean you'll probably take a flight to. Right?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, they're not. Flyers ain't got to go to the West Coast, so there isn't like, hey, you guys got to go to Prague, come back home, play your home opener, and then go out to the West Coast for 6 games.
And I gotta say, smart move by the NHL, because who's the hottest TV draw to the NHL? The Flyers on outdoor games. They are gonna they're gonna
Lake Tahoe.
Yes,
I wonder how many Flyer fans are going to go out there for that.
I'm down.
I would definitely. Do that.
We're gonna take a Devereaux Sports road trip.
Yeah. Art can get us a bus. Yeah, Art can get us his church bus. We'll hop on that bad boy. If he's driving with that Toronto Maple Leaf shirt, I'll throw him out the door. But I'll ride with him.
You mean Maple Laughs?
Maple Leaf.
Maple Laughs?
Well, that's what Maple Laughs. That's exactly what he is.
So I just wanted to give a quick roster update. Don't forget, you're gonna see they're carrying 3 goals. Teams have to stay out.
Oh, they got.
Yeah, because of the virus. And then you have a couple. It would be a long time if we went over the roster. It's an updated roster.
But so.
There's a few surprises on that roster.
So, but the 3 goals are going to be Hart, Elliott, and then who?
Stolars. Oh, Alex Lyon.
Usemenko was slated to start the Phantoms this year, but he is getting hip surgery out for 5 months. So now you have Roddy Ross and Felix Sandstrom.
Anybody named Roddy, I got to cheer for.
But look, listen. Listen, I got to give Mike his due. I mean, coming up here pumped for the Flyer season. I know the Flyer season is going to be underway in less than 2 weeks.
I just looked as, like, betting wise, it was pretty decent. I mean, the betting odds for it. That's the only reason why I did it. And plus, it gave me something to talk to. And a few people that I know that know hockey, we were talking. Believe it or not, my buddy from Edmonton, this was actually his pick for the Stanley Cup. He said the Flyers and the Avs, and he's called the last 3 Stanley Cup finals.
Well, I mean,
That's why I was like,
we're hitting on all cylinders. I mean, we can get there.
Well, right. The 2 winter teams now.
Right. Our scorers played the way that they should play last year. Maybe we don't lose in this.
You know what? I'm glad you did.
I'm sorry.
No. That's fine. No. That's a key thing. Like
Patrick.
Yeah, but like Sam, what's his name? He's the beat reporter for the Flyers. Carchidi. He brought up a good point. He had a hard question. He's like, how much are Lindblom and Nolan Patrick going to be able to contribute coming off their severe, injuries? So it's like, Yeah, so I'm with them on that. I mean, how much are they really going to?
They've had time to rest.
I'm thinking Patrick's gonna come back hungry.
He should.
Be competitive for sure.
He should.
When you talk about elite teams, you talk about championship teams.
You don't say it.
Now, don't get me wrong, but I love to see it. Yo, Mike, I hope you're right, man. You know what? I even hope they bring you get that. But
I just had them getting there. I just picked them to get there.
I don't see it because they still need that sniper, which you think that maybe Nolan Patrick or Patrick Lindblom can add a little scoring, and they probably will. So you got to factor in that, and that's what might have me say, okay, maybe.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. If just one of those two guys catches fire and has a decent season, that's going to open. It's going to open it up for Konechny.
Yep. But here, right? I was gonna say,
It's going to open it up for Konechny.
That's the thing. Like, I think we do have the pieces. I just think we just didn't execute them in the playoff. In the round robin, we were fine. We were just playing like we did in the regular season. But the scheme or something, I don't know. It's something changed about the team where they went up flat. I mean, granted, now, like I said, the Islanders will probably still be it's probably gonna be our toughest task, heading into the season.
Bob, let me ask you a question. We're hitting in all cylinders. Patrick and Limo come in, and we start scoring the puck. Do you see us getting there? Let's just say that we're playing in all cylinders. Everybody's doing their job. Do we have enough talent right now to get there?
If they're consistent and if they don't dip in the playoffs like they did last year, yeah, I mean, the thing that I like about it, and the reason why I could go with that is if they're firing on all cylinders, I like the depth the Flyers have. You know, they have a lot of players in the system that they can bring up.
Yeah, we have deep lines.
But I think that they're in the best. I've said this before. They're in the best position, organizational. The organization's in the best position than any other organization for these times in the NHL. If you know what I mean, with the coach.
Right.
So they have the backup. Do they make it there? I think they have a legitimate shot, but I think they need to add a Savard on the back end, and they need to add somewhat of a sniper. That's why I was thinking that they could go out and get Mike Hoffman, who's 30 years old, could have provided some scoring for them on a one-year deal. But St. Louis kept them out.
Right now,
Yeah, but you also got to be careful too, like looking around the trade deadline too. You know what I mean? They could easily get somebody. They could easily pick up a guy to shoot some puck around the trade deadline. So I'm not really worried about that. I just think the Flyers really legitly, along with the Islanders, I think the Flyers and the Islanders are going to be the two toughest teams in the Eastern Conference. I really do.
yeah.
So,
They are. I'm not worried about Boston. I'm sorry, Chris.
Yeah,
no, you're good. You're good.
I'm not worried about Boston. They're taking a step back. The Ice Pigeons, I'm not worried about them either. You know, the Capitals are going to be nothing but a farm show. I mean, that's going to be a circus to watch.
Yes.
The problem is that you never ever fully say that they are out.
There's a reason why we hate them so much, right?
Yeah.
Yes, but they got a coach though. They got a coach who can coach. I as much as I don't like nobody on that Penguins team, especially their captain. I love Mike Sullivan. I think he just knows what he's doing behind the board there. I mean, he's just, to me, he's a brilliant coach. I mean, you see that he calls us a coaching job, and once you do that, you're doing something right. And I just, like I said, I just like his game planning. And I saw, I watched the lead up of the fly, all that behind the scenes stuff. And like when I see him, getting his team believing in him, and that's like another thing to the Mike Rickenbach. If you get your team believing in your goal and your plans, nothing's stopping you. So I really enjoy what he does behind the booth. So, okay, Chris.
So, like everyone was been saying, like, can we make it? We have, like Bob was saying, we have the youngest team in the NHL. We are one of the youngest behind Edmonton. They're the youngest team in the league, and I think that helps us because they're young, they're hungry, they want to win, so they're faster. And right now, NHL is all about speed.
Yes,
I think we got it. I think we're just so quick.
Yeah.
I think that's going to help us in the long run, especially like during these troubled times during COVID with this virus. Like, they're younger guys, their immune system is stronger, so these older guys are probably going to catch it.
Now, that's going to be an interesting factor, though, because the Flyers, like Bob said, are deep, right?
Yeah.
So COVID starts hitting.
That could be.
Are we going to be in a better position than other teams, right? Because COVID is a big factor in any league right now.
And it's actually starting to resurge in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a factor because Because if it starts coming back, then it kind of depletes your depth a little bit. You tap into it, and you got to figure out a way to replenish what you
Right.
have. So, I mean, if we're talking about the Flyers, I like your question. It's hard to gauge, but I'm going to say this. If everything's firing on all cylinders, I think they're extremely competitive. Absolutely. Finals?
But you're thinking we need some extra pieces
Yes.
in order to get there.
Well,
You need two pieces. You need a top four defenseman, and you need a first line. You need someone else.
I'm taking that into consideration when I thought of them going into the finals. It wasn't. I just said I didn't get my orange and black face paint out and paint my face and stand in front of the mirror and put a Flyers logo on my belly.
Well, I'm sure you did that anyway, though.
Somewhere in your early 20s.
But I looked at it objectively, and I looked at it as, Colorado should have got there last year. I felt like Colorado was probably the best team in the West last year, and they fell on their face in the playoffs. Same round as the Flyers, same thing. And I looked at it, and I was like, you're looking at it, and I'm going, I think things are going to fall the Flyers' way. I mean, there's always luck involved to get to a Stanley Cup Finals. Yeah, and any championship. So I just feel like the Flyers, it's their due. I think it's their time. I think they're going to ascend. Like I said, I think the only obstacle we have is the Islanders.
Yeah.
I don't either. That's why.
I know.
What?
Look, figuratively speaking, because you wouldn't be able to do it for free.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I waited by a whole
Yeah, okay. But still.
No, but there's other options. You can Zoom, yourself.
Zoom already?
No, yeah.
Oh.
We'll get that
Hi.
bus and just zoom down Broad Street, just us.
Yes. And look, if you fellas want to go, you guys want to go there, you guys want to go in the new, whatever you want to do, Alice, I'm on board. I'm on board here. I'm on board.
Oh my God!
Why don't we let him in here?
Wait, where did that guy say? Martinez questioned your IQ there?
Yeah, my rationale.
You just proved them right.
Yes, but anyways, dude, he's been having the zingers on me for 8 years, and there's no line up, and that's why I love the guy. But
No
listen,
mercy.
no mercy, show no mercy. But listen, before we get into our football topic here,
Speaking of mercy,
the Phillies did pick up I just want to get quick Phillies news. The Phillies picked up Jose Alvaro. An arm and a reliever for the Phillies. You guys have any thoughts on that? I mean, his ERA was kind of high.
We still got work to do.
He's still got a lot of work to do. I mean, that's kind of like the only.
let them do their job.
Yeah.
Let them just.
I like to hire Sam Fulda.
Yes.
I do like to hire him. I thought that was pretty cool. I think he'll work well with Dombrowski. A little bit on the Phillies news. Don't be surprised if they try to acquire Jackie Bradley Jr. That's a Dombrowski guy.
Yeah. I mean, look. If the Phillies, and listen, any arm in this bullpen is better than nothing. So I mean.
Well, the guy wasn't too bad with the guy that you talking about the guy they picked up from Tampa.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't too bad, man. He had a really good postseason for them. So I mean, yeah, his ERA was a little high regular season, but postseason he's pretty good.
When are we gonna see postseason baseball around here?
Maybe edition. Yeah, you don't know.
Yeah,
I love the fact that everybody's counting the Phillies out of this.
Well, that's good.
Let them count us out.
Well, that's because we haven't addressed the problem yet.
Right.
We have to do that.
We get the batting.
Quick question, right? You guys still think JT's going anywhere?
No,
I don't either. I think he's going to resign here too, at least for a 1-year deal.
Well, maybe.
He has no contract offers. The Mets, who were throwing money away, decided to go with the guy from Chicago who was playing a platoon role and had a good season.
Well, maybe this was their plan all along, to not pay that much for him, because they knew that nobody was gonna offer him anything, and then they were waiting until
I think they may sign him to like a 2-year deal. I think they're probably going to throw 2 years in front of him.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
You're right. The only reason he might want to stay too is because of Harper. Harper's his boy.
Well, Harper's been politicking for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. He made it publicly.
Yeah. So.
But anyways, Chris, do you have anything on the Phils?
Sign JT.
Bob.
No,
Okay, you're kind of. That's pretty much, that's baseball.
not now.
Yeah. They
6 weeks. I'm sorry. from middle. 14th.
So we'll be getting into some real heavy baseball talk, but I just want to get out there. Go ahead.
I like two things around this time of year.
Hockey and hoops.
That's well this time of year that's starting.
Yeah.
That was already
Hockey and football playoffs.
this year. Well, number one, the Eagles are out this last couple seasons. Hockey season starts, right? Pitchers and catchers.
Oh yes. You cannot dictate Daytona 500.
Yeah, he's making a left turn. I'm sorry.
But anyway, let's get into the crust of this. The team that's not keeping us happy, the team that's aggravated us all. I mean, we had so high expectations for the team. Maybe just making the playoffs, I did at least.
That 2020 hit.
But
I'm ready to get hurt again.
this is where I say cut the music usually. The Eagles, to me now,
Rest in peace.
I've got some serious notes. Eagles had 7 games where they couldn't put up 20 points. 5 of those games, they can only put up 17. They had lost 6 games by 30 or more points. This team is a disgrace from head to toe. You want to start your GM. You want to start with your coachings. You want to start, listen, was I wrong about Carson? Was I saying, this is all Carson? Maybe, but the guy led the team in interceptions. He led the league in interceptions. He wasn't finding the open man. He wasn't finding, he was overthrowing the ball. And Mike was here. He was going over with me and Bob and my brother and John. He was going over that could be the mechanics, yada, yada, yada. But now it looks like, and Jalen Hurts at the helm has now come down to, like me and Gus have been talking, it's come down to reality. Once you get film on the guy, they start figuring you out, and it's only a matter of time if he can adjust and make his adjustments, or he wants to learn and play, with his team. Because, like I said, he probably could have had the starting job back if there was a preseason, and we could have went from there. But like I said, with Carson, back to Carson, with me, from snap to snap, this guy couldn't trust that offensive line. And that's where I think the biggest line, and this goes back to Howie. This all falls back to, for me, the biggest blame for this season is Howie. I have nothing against Jalen Hurts.
He backed us into a corner.
You're right. I don't have no problem with Jalen Hurts being the pickup. Yeah, but and I gotta disagree with Joe and Diego and the guys from last week. They say you gotta take the position of need, or best position available, which I don't think. You need a position of need. You didn't need a quarterback. You needed offensive line. You needed secondary help. You needed some more wideout help. Your Jalen Reagor was average at best.
No, Reagor, come on, stop. The kid's hurt. Okay. Kid was hurt. And I'm tired of people bagging.
Is he still hurt?
No, not now. He's not. No, but he's producing.
Why can't he run around?
He can run around.
Really?
He's a rookie, man. He's a rookie.
All right.
He's a rookie.
Watch him run. I know he's a rookie. I'm taking that into consideration. Watch him run.
I have. Like I said, you guys.
He's a one route pony. He's like Deshaun, just a speedster. Reagor can't do post routes. He can't do in and outs. He can just do one route streak.
But that's what they drafted him to be. They drafted him to take over for Deshaun Jackson.
That would be true.
Okay, that's why they drafted him. If not, we already had a slot guy. So I'm tired of hearing people complaining. Oh well, you had Justin Jefferson right there, and you didn't take him. Listen, Jefferson came into a good situation there in Minnesota. But
Justin Jefferson is not producing the same here in Philadelphia.
No, exactly. Thank you.
It's just not happening.
And I try to tell people that. Same thing with CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb's not producing here the way he's doing in Dallas.
CeeDee Lamb would be better than Jefferson. If they were an Eagle, he would be better than Jefferson just because he's more of a talent.
He does have more talent, but he's not putting up those numbers.
No,
he's putting up those numbers in Dallas because he's got Michael Gallup on one side and Amari Cooper on the other side.
Yeah,
and he's in the slot. So my thing is, do you want to rag on Reagor? I say that's a wait and see with him. I still think the best wide receiver out of that pick is going to be Quez Watkins. Once he's healthy.
Reagor's young. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. He's a rookie. We really haven't helped him a lot when it comes to coaching or anything like that. The Philadelphia Eagles all year, coaching-wise, probably not the best.
I mean,
but developing actual players hasn't been our forte.
And that's another issue. The coaching staff. Well, what we now know, One guy has stepped down. He's no longer be a defensive coordinator.
Thank God.
I think that's gonna hurt. I really think that's
Really?
gonna hurt. Yeah.
Why?
Hurt what?
Look at the defense. The
I'm
defense.
looking.
The defense leads the NFL in sacks.
What they doing? They
Why not? That's
They lead the league in third down conversions against them
they
too.
do. They do. But
No.
just saying, like he does lead the league in
That's
the
more-
sacks, and they hold any offensive opponent to like 25 points average. The average is 25. That's less than most of the teams in the NFL.
25 is 3 touchdowns and a field goal.
Right? That's less than any other team in the NFL.
No.
Yes, all the other NFL teams average 30
Go
points.
back and look at that, dude. So you
At
average
30
25 points a game. That's not the lowest in the NFL. I'm sorry. He plays a wide 9 system. The wide 9 sucks in the NFL. Sorry for my language, but it
No,
does.
that's fine.
It does. It's not a good defense, hence why it's not being run everywhere. No, I'm sorry. I'm going to debate this with you because I know, one, I play defense. 2, this defense stinks. Okay?
Oh,
You don't have the
I don't know, they
linebackers.
stink.
Well, I'm trying to be.
The secondary does.
Again, secondary, bunch of young guys.
Right.
Bunch of young guys.
So is it fair to say that average?
But
Yes.
but
And but I would like to get a deep.
But
I would like to get a-
it's more of talent. Like Shorts, I mean, whether he's here or not,
That's not gonna matter.
we need to get a guy that's gonna actually get everything from this defense. We need talent in the back. We just don't have it.
right, but here goes the thing. Like the front, like you guys said, the front four was fine. Second league against the quarterback. I get that. However, the scheme of like Seth Joyner pointed out,
the six defense is horrible. I know
But-
what you're going.
but he said that the game against Arizona, you could have put double coverage on DeAndre Hopkins. He said most NFL teams do that. We didn't. We just left it one-on-ones, and he'll burn you for that.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that I agree with. I think Eric was the one that said this on the group chat. To me, and I agree, I think defense is the least of our problems right now. We have other things to figure out way before.
Well, you're right. Your offense.
I don't know about that. And I'm going to make devil's
Your
advocate.
quarterback situation. That's
Right.
the first thing you get to worry about.
Right.
You need
That's
to put
the-
points up.
Oh,
If you're not
right.
putting points up, you're not winning any games.
Right. And,
But as far as with Schwartz leaving, I've been calling for him to leave. I would have drove him to the airport 2 months ago. Okay, he does not blitz.
No.
And I'm sorry, in this NFL day and age, the most successful teams are the ones that get pressure on the quarterback.
right.
So okay, if you got a great front four, yeah. How about you send a linebacker or cornerback every now and then? Add another guy. Just
Honestly,
4 guys trying to get there.
I think maybe he didn't trust any of his linebackers.
Well, maybe if you draft some.
What's his name? Singleton.
Singleton's
The
going
last-
to have to be
so
okay.
the last part of the season, I think he led
really
the league
showed.
in tackles since
Yeah.
week 10.
Yeah.
I think I saw that.
I like TJ
yesterday.
Edwards too, but he's starting to remind me of Hicks, the one that's in
Jordan Hicks?
Jordan Hicks. He's starting to remind me of him. Like every little nick and bruise, dude, he's out. If I'm the Eagles, honestly, if you're there at 6, there's only 2 people I'm taking. You're taking Jamar Chase, the wide receiver from LSU, because he will help your wide receiving core tremendously. And if he's not him, you're going after Michael Parsons from Penn State.
Wow.
Michael Parsons from Penn State, he's a linebacker. He will help change.
Yeah, but
Ain't no buts.
with
You
the-
put
with
him
the
in
first with the first pick.
Yes. Number 6, you take Michael Parsons is that type of defensive player.
No, I believe you. I don't know if they will do that.
That's the whole thing. They need a defensive guy to go to Howie and sit there and say, dude, I need linebackers.
So
Yeah.
then what do you do with this offense? You just leave it the way it is?
What do you mean? I mean, dude,
But
they had 14 different combinations started offensive line this year. I'm sorry, but I know they took their lumps this year. But a lot of these rooks that were in there are going to be better for it because they took their lumps this year. You guys are forgetting, dude. You got basically a whole offensive line coming back next year.
Let me ask you a question too. Tuesday, they are going to have a meeting about the future of the Eagles. Howie, Laurie, and Peterson. Is Howie going? Is Dougie going to keep his job? Because for me, here goes the problem I have with.
Duck's not going.
Not going to go nowhere, but I want them to get rid of Howie.
But I'm with you on that. See, the problem I have with the Birds, we all wanted a preseason game. We're getting it tonight. We're going to see what we have because I mean, you played in the worst division historically in the NFL, and we're at the basement of it.
They are not. This is not the worst.
I said
division.
one of.
Listen, but take a look, dude. Name another division where all four of the quarterbacks all the quarterbacks and starting quarterbacks in the division were hurt or out.
But here goes the thing. I'm just saying and that's another thing. There was no Dak Prescott to scare us. He got banged up. There's no Saquon Barkley, and those guys. We should. I mean, the Giants, the Cowboys, and Washington.
Alex Smith was out. Wentz was benched. Daniel Jones spent time on there. Dak's been hurt. Andy Dalton was hurt. Remember, we beat Ben DiNucci.
Yeah.
Look at Dallas's offensive line had problems. Washington's offensive line had problems. The Eagles, 14 combinations in 16 games. What I'm telling you is bad luck hit this division. And it wasn't just the Eagles. It was every team that it hit. So it literally 2020 just said we're picking on the NFC East this year.
No, but I mean I get that, but the problem I'm having with this team is that they have, like I said, this was very winnable for the Eagles. This should have been a day at the beach for the Eagles, the way it's panned out. And yet here we are at the bottom of the basement of this this division, of this one.
Dude,
but I mean, you play look, if you get to prom, you could become prom king. And that's what happened for me. No, I'm kidding.
I don't believe that either.
So, but listen, if they can get to the dance, it's fine. You never know. But you don't play for, this ain't the NBA where you're going to get, draft picks. I don't care about the draft. I want to win. I want like Washington, the Cowboys, and the Giants.
You got to change your thinking on that, man. No team from this division is going to do anything other than maybe the Cowboys. And the reason why I'm saying that is just because their team has actually been playing better. Their defense has gotten better. They're doing what the Eagles did last year. They're winning their final. Listen, they're winning their final 4 games, but unfortunately, they're not going to get in. Washington's going to end up winning. Go ahead, Bobby.
So we have Ryan Smitty checking.
My man, our man.
Yeah. And then, so we have 2 comments here, and unfortunately, they're not in the screen. They're on. I shared it on my Facebook page.
Okay.
So it says NFC East was absolutely the worst division this year.
Well, we all agree with that. Yeah.
Setting up a top 5 pick this year is an amazing consolation prize. We need help. He just commented again. We are $70 million over the cap. We need as much help as
Yep, and we have to do it through the draft because we don't have any money.
Right, and that's why.
All along we started pushing money back.
Yeah, I mean, take a look at it. I mean, Ertz is not going to be here next year. They're going to get rid of Wentz's contract.
And you know what, and you're right.
I don't see it. I don't see they're getting rid of Wentz.
Okay. Don't see it, but when he's wearing a different jersey next year, you're going to look and be like, okay.
Yeah, but I want to get with you. I want to touch on you because Ertz. I'm fine. They can move on from Zach Ertz. I'm fine with that. What's up? Sure, pissing yourself over there.
Pathetic. Yeah.
Checking in. So GM is not leaving. He is the owner's adopted son.
You know what?
That's 100% accurate.
Right.
Yeah.
I think he may get put on the other side of the building again, have a timeout for a couple of years.
But back to the conversation. Yeah, look. They said last night it's easier for them to get rid of. Believe it or not, they said it's easier to get rid of Carson is to keep him. And number 2, you made it public now. You made it public. If you're not the starter here, you want to be somewhere else.
So I want to cut in. So I know everyone's saying Carson might not be here. Who wants to take a $30 million contract for a quarterback, especially after this year?
The San Francisco 49ers,
no
the New England Patriots, the Indianapolis Colts, the Washington football team.
After seeing a year that he had right now,
again, I'm going to reiterate the 6 teams that have already expressed interest in him.
But here goes the thing. Would you say his playing wasn't good, but somebody out there who has got a bigger brain than Doug is going to say I can work with him and I can make him better at what I've had with the coaching staff I have here.
You know what the whole problem is, and honestly is, Eagle fans are scared that he's going to go somewhere else and win. Well, guess what? It's not. I'd rather him go somewhere else. Okay, if he wins, he wins. He's not working out here. At the end of the day, it's either going to be him or Doug. It's either him or Doug. Yeah, so who do you want?
But here, I'd rather have Carson.
So you're thinking him and Doug is what's not working?
Yeah,
but you don't think they can work together?
No.
Okay.
So what happened with 2017? Why did they work
Because they
that?
have Frank Wright there. Frank Wright was
Frank
So what if
Wright.
they get somebody like Frank Reich in here?
If
That's
they're
what
not
I'm
going, are you think you're going to have?
It could happen. I mean, why wouldn't you want him to
I mean,
do
take
well
a look.
here?
He's really regressed since Frank Wright's left.
I absolutely agree. Why wouldn't you want him to have that good
Again,
career
who
here?
are they going to bring in that's going to be his buffer?
Well, we'll have to look
his
into that, but
listen, he's got his best friend as his quarterbacks coach. That's something right there. That's a negative.
Well, I will agree with the Patriots. They want Trevor Lawrence. They're willing to give up Stephen Gilmore for Trevor Lawrence. So if they couldn't get Trevor Lawrence or get rid of him, I did hear they're interested in Wentz. They're interested in Wentz.
They're interested.
Belichick.
New England's interested in Wentz. San Francisco is
I'll tell you what,
moving on from Jimmy G.
You put Wentz with Billy.
Super Bowl.
And
Yeah.
Because I don't know if Lurie, think about it, man. Lurie, that's Lurie's like,
Arch enemy.
well, he wanted to buy that team.
Mhm.
Before the Eagles.
Mhm.
And now they've won so many, they went into that
6.
move. He's got to be looking at that saying he is absolutely not going.
And here goes another thing too. What if we move on from Carson, right? Like you said, people are the fear of him flourishing. Well, here's another fear. What if the league figure out Jalen Hurts? Like he just winds
Dude,
up.
the leagues want to figure him out, but you got to give him a chance. I'm sorry.
I'm going to give him a chance.
Listen, this is Howie's redemption. He saw this coming with Wentz. He had to.
Yeah.
Why do you think he drafted Jalen Hurts? It wasn't he was the best player there. He saw he had made a mistake, offered this cat money, and this dude can't stay healthy.
Right.
What about Denver?
Denver too.
Would pull the trigger too.
Elway
Yeah.
would.
He would, but I think
Yeah.
they would, but they would have to move Drew Lock first. I think they would move Drew Lock.
But here's the thing: if we trade Wentz, what would you want back?
Dude, I don't care. Just get his numbers off my books. Throw me a couple.
No, you can't. No.
You're still
You're not going to get you're not going to get no numbers.
that dead cap's still there.
He's saying to get rid of Carson, he has to get back $24 million. And that's true.
Yeah.
He either has to give it back,
Mhm.
or it's going to be that the Eagles are paying for that.
Right.
So that's number one. That's the first.
Okay, but if you keep him on your roster, it's $50 million. He's gone.
Right, but you need a team to take on his.
Again, there's 6 teams that are
Can
willing
they
to do it.
afford it? Can
Yes, there are teams right now that can take his money on.
Say you want to give him away.
right?
Okay, so
You got to get something.
you'll probably get a couple third-round picks or something.
And I'll tell you,
I would do 2 3s and send him on his way.
I'm also seeing reports that they're going to do away with, they're going to sever ties with Zach Ertz. If they don't trade him and get something for him, I give up. Because they constantly cut people, and that's something else that has set this franchise back. You don't groom players, so when you do want to get rid of them and trade them, they're not worth anything. Here you have a guy who, in my opinion, is a different. Is probably one piece to a contending team to win Super Bowl, and you can't make a trade for him. That's bad.
Because teams know that they're.
Don't cut him, man.
I wouldn't cut him. I would make him play out. I would make him play out. If he's not, I seriously doubt he's going to be back next year. I really do.
I'm with you. I think.
And you know where I think he may go? I think he may end up going to like Arizona, somewhere like that, where they need tight end work. They need. As far as I'm concerned, he quit on the Eagles this year. Have you watched him play this year? Has he not looked so lackluster? He's looked so lackluster since he's come back.
I think him and Carson weren't on the same page this year. I think because if you've seen him with Hurts, he looked at he was getting the deep balls and all that stuff. And that's another thing that's another thing that kind of irked me this year. Even Mike was saying with us, he was saying that the play calling is vanilla. It's it's not what it's supposed
It has been.
And he says another thing, like he don't understand that on 4th and 2, why try to make Craven have somebody go for the deep ball? Just move the chains. That's all you have to do. Just move those chains.
And on 4th and 2, the defense is going to stay within that 3 yards. They're going to go, okay.
Yeah, but you abandon the run. So you're running.
That's Doug's problem. And I'm sorry, I was telling Bob on the way in, I think they should let Deuce Bailey take over play calling. Because Deuce has enough time here where he can go up to Doug and go, Doug, we need to run the ball. We run it. He's got more stature as a coach here than Doug does.
Well, there's an article that came out that Doug says he wants no one to tell him how to run his offense. He's running the offense the way he wants to.
Yeah, but that's another thing too. And there's again, we talked about this earlier. No one's being hard on Carson. Nobody is being hard on him.
Oh, another place too. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Another place that could be looking for a quarterback. My son actually just said it too. Pittsburgh.
Well, so I have Pittsburgh on my radar. Pittsburgh, if someone's going to have to replace Big Ben.
Well, there is no quarterback over there.
There's no quarterback. I mean, they
could
could easily make a trade, and they have the money and the draft capital.
They want to.
Yes, the quarterback.
That scared me too much.
I hate that. I'm thinking. Now listen. No, listen. You want to laugh? If we somehow, if Miami and Atlanta win, we can end up with the 3rd pick overall. I can see the Eagles being stupid and taking Wilson from Air Force. Like if they do,
listen,
Venom. But
take her.
But like you said, Mike, this guy wants to be as smart as room. Like he wants to find somebody in like Eastern Europe to be.
I think
a playmaker.
I think what really hurts too is that they lost Joe Douglas, because Joe Douglas was kind of the voice with how dude, what are you doing? He probably smacked him in the back of the head and was like, Joe Douglas was the reason that we got Alshon Jeffrey. He was the reason that we drafted as well as we did.
Yeah,
but I mean they were all right. They didn't pan, but I mean they were good picks at the time. You know what I mean? Like Joe Douglas.
That's why we're in the position we are.
Well, I mean, Howie hasn't done
our draft has not been good.
No, they haven't been.
Even with Douglas here, it hasn't been good. We picked up players, and the players that we picked up, they weren't Philadelphia players. They were players that mentally could not handle playing in Philadelphia. Aguilar's a huge one. He just didn't have that mentality. It just didn't have. You have to have some kind of mind to play in Philadelphia. That's just
you have to be strong-willed.
You have to be strong.
Like, I agree with Aguilar. Aguilar needed to change the scenery here.
And a couple people, if you just don't have that in you, then you're not going to pan out, especially here. And they will eat you alive. And if you let that get to you in your play, it's going to be even worse. Because they're just going to keep coming.
I fear Carson's one of those guys.
You're right. So my whole thing with the Philadelphia Eagles right now, as a fan base, we're tired, right? We won the Super Bowl 4 years ago now. Great. We're tired of doing the same thing over and over and over again. Whether you're a Wentz guy that you want him to stay and do well, whether you're a Hurts guy that you want him to see what he can do, we better make the right decision. Because if we don't, this fan base is going to go ballistic.
Yes.
And I said this before, if there's fans in the stands with Wentz playing like that, he would have been benched a while ago, or something would have been changed so much
that
sooner.
That stadium would have come down.
Did you hear him during the Dallas game? That stadium was at a quarter capacity for the Dallas game. And that's all you heard was boos.
Right.
That's all you heard.
I mean, like I said, it doesn't matter, because what really needs to change, like Gus was saying, like we won the Super Bowl 4 years ago. The fan base has moved on from that. I don't know if that front office thinks that, okay, we can do what we do because we won the Super Bowl. Like, you know what I mean? Like the mindset of the front office hasn't changed until right now. And
when he was saying, when he got cut, he said,
"Oh, that dude's bitter.
This team's still living in the past. They're still on that Super Bowl high."
Yeah, and he said that he said that a day after he got cut. I don't take nothing he says with a grain of salt, because he talks out of both sides of his mouth.
No, but
there's been some dysfunction within that organization. I think
this whole year.
And like what Bob said, like Skandrick said, they're still living on the high. There's other players on this team who's saying the same thing. Alshon Jeffrey, he's saying, we gotta keep going. We gotta move on.
I can agree with the body of work. He don't want to work with Carson, and he's just like.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. Like he was able to come back, and like he was barely like catching balls for Carson, but then Jalen was hitting.
Oh, he caught everything everywhere, man.
He was catching everything for Hurts.
Right. For the longest, I thought Alshon was in back of a milk carton, but no, he made himself.
Let me ask you guys a question. You guys think Deshaun Jackson's back next year?
No,
I think he is.
I mean, if anything, you might as well make him a coach somewhere. I mean,
I think that one catch in Calgary is scary enough.
I think so too, but Well, I mean, he's only got 1 year left.
You know,
with us.
that's that contract. I don't know. He might very well be here just because that guy.
I do. I really do.
And
I also think it could be one of Alshon or Deshaun is going to be.
I agree.
Yeah,
I would side with
And-
Jackson. Other than
Yeah.
I don't think Alshon's coming back.
And
I agree.
And then there's another thing, like Fulgham. You know, majority when you didn't have players, like he was making like 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, he
was
got
really-
he got put off to the back
See,
burner. there.
Fulgham was a nice little stretch.
But
he,
then
he was
again-
a practice squad for a reason.
Yeah, but listen, yeah, like you said, people got tape on him. Once
Yeah.
once people got tape on him, you know, he really kind of went away. Like his games went down.
Right, and that irked me. Number two that irked me was like again, go back to the running. Like, okay, you used Sanders majority. He's moving the rock for you. Okay, so he gets a couple negative yards. So then you don't even use him again. You kind of like go to Clemson and what's his name?
Howard.
And Scott and all that, and Howard. Like, dude, go back to your playmaker. He's a primary playmaker with the rock. Use him. Use him out of the backfield. Do something. I mean,
That's on Doug. Doug doesn't want
right.
to run the ball. Or whoever's calling the plays, you know, whoever he's dishing it out.
I asked somebody that just didn't watch football at all, right? I gave him a scenario. Like if you have, I gave him the average yards per running back is let's say 3, and I tell you that yours is running 6. Would you run the ball? And they were like, well, yeah, that makes sense.
That's somebody who
Why
don't
don't-
watch football.
That's somebody that doesn't watch football.
right.
Why are we not running the ball?
I don't know.
Because, again, and as much as I like Doug, Doug's a part of that Andy Reid tree, and Andy Reid is that guy that's, I'm going to show you.
Yeah, but at what point you're looking at this team and saying, "Hey, this isn't working out. We should probably switch something." When Wentz is throwing interceptions in triple coverage,
Right. It's
right?
Yeah.
When he was turning the ball over, when he was missing his targets, why would you keep coming back and throw the ball?
Because-
Run the ball.
Hold on, but you also got to go back to the reports too that Wentz is the one that's changing those plays,
Constantly.
constantly changing the plays.
Kill.
You cannot yell at Doug if he's going up to the line of scrimmage, going kill, burgundy blue and all this other stuff.
Yes.
And he's changing the plays. That falls back on
Carson.
But Doug, being the head coach, once he would have over abused that power, I would have taken it away. I'd have been like, now you're not going to do that. Now you're going to run what I call.
Well, listen, gentlemen, look, we're just about out of time here. I mean, look, that was.
I'm just getting started, man.
Hey, listen,
I got a lather going.
you guys want the car cable clamps? I got them out in the back of the car. You guys want to hook them up? Because I'm all excited for listen. This has been great. I love doing this with you guys every other Sunday. As much as I can be in here. Like I said, a quick couple announcements. Mike Rickenbach's going to be with us from here on out.
It's Rickenbach, dude.
Man, I'm pushing names.
So, real quick, around the table, Super Bowl predictions. Just the 2 teams that are going to get that.
Jeez, huh?
I'm going to have to put Chiefs at 1 for the AFC. NFC, I'm going to have to go Green Bay. The way it was called.
Rematch of Super Bowl 1. What do you got?
I say Bucks and probably the Chiefs.
Bucks, Chiefs.
I had the same as Pat.
All right, I'm going Buffalo, Green Bay.
Oh, and by the way.
You think Buffalo gets past the Chiefs?
Buffalo, Green Bay, and nobody circles the
Hey,
wagons to win the
listen.
Super Bowl.
No, listen, no. They are for real. The Bills are for real.
Nobody
And
circles the wagons.
if I still believe that the Chiefs are going to win, but if the Bills win, it will not surprise me. They are a good football team.
That's
Oh, absolutely. It's
Listen,
because it's the Bills.
listen. I pick them. I picked them to.
You pick them to win?
I picked the Bills. I'm picking the Bills to win. Nobody circles the wagons. It's 2020. The Bills get their Super Bowl.
Yes.
See, it's 2020. I would have put my money on the Browns just because it's 2020.
21.
No, it's 21 now.
Well,
but-
now, but
But listen, and for somebody around here needs to call me champion from now on. Needs to call me the champion
stop it.
What?
of the Fantasy Football League of Devereaux.
Oh my God,
That was a fluke. That
Yes.
was a fluke. That's a fluke.
Well,
My
don't
players
forget,
didn't come out.
2020.
It's 2020. Yeah, this is what I thought. He's the
2020.
Brown. Listen, you picked the tight end in the first round and he won the freaking league.
Yes.
So we have Ryan Smith checking in. We've got some things here.
Yes. And another guy who's going to be helping us out, part of the team there, is Ryan Smitty. I mean, the guy's a great 4-for-4 mind. I love what he brings to the
Shut
team.
up and let them read it.
Okay. Bingo.
So there's a couple things. He said, no way they are paying these guys. Sean is only back. He takes very little money. I think he's due $8 million next year. And then he goes on to say, draft Devonta Smith, Chase, and move forward with Krieger, Ward, Fogle, and Jackson. He takes very little. His prediction: Buffalo versus Green Bay.
Oh.
Wow.
It wouldn't surprise me. I just believe that the Chiefs.
If you jump on it now on FanDuel, you get 15-1 odds.
Wow. So, but look, Bobby, what's your predictions?
I know that I'm not going to say the Chiefs. Like if I was betting, I would have to say the Chiefs. And we go.
Saints.
Oh, okay.
I like very much. I like.
Pathetic last minute prediction. KC Green Bay.
Oh, there you
Listen,
go.
Alvin Kamara turns on that
Juice.
ridiculously mode
Yes.
that he's been on. I mean, they could very well be there. No, Tampa Bay.
Dude, they're clicking, man. Brady's been practicing with that team.
Listen,
No,
Practice
they're
the
not-
he's on
NFC
it.
so. Listen, the NFC so up and down. It's a Jekyll and Hyde league. Like 2 weeks ago, we probably all would have said that the Rams were a playoff team, and now they may not even make it today.
No.
I think Brady.
I want to.
And plus, he
I'm
just
gonna
got
tell you something.
AB. He
I'm gonna
got
tell you something that
AB.
we didn't touch on. If we somehow win this game today, it's the first time that I'm actually going to be upset that we might.
You're not the only one.
Like if because I swear to, I'm telling you right now, I quit. I'm telling you right now, I'll be done.
But it's just Philly luck, man.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Man, that's what all the back. Oh yeah, we're up by 30. Damn it.
Yay, we're gonna let the Cowboys go to the playoffs. Woo-hoo! Who's that from?
So, not only is he picking Buffalo versus Green Bay,
Josh Allen.
it's as though he's picking Buffalo to win and Josh Allen or Diggs, or Josh Allen, Diggs, co-Super Bowl MVP.
Oh,
Wow.
that's double.
Two, yeah. If
Mom.
the Eagles want a good defensive coordinator, he should take a CB from Green Bay. Look at what he's done. They should take CB from Green Bay. Look at what he's done with that secondary. CB coach.
Wow.
Oh yeah, Aaron. What's his face? He was at
Yeah, he's good.
yeah.
He's
Aaron
good.
Glenn.
Yeah.
Aaron Glenn's the yeah. He's the
Yeah. So, but look, let us try and get out of here. I want to say thank you to all you guys for joining into the show on the 50th episode. Like I said, we're gonna have Bill Meltzer talking Flyers with us. He's from the NHL. He works on the Flyers webpage and the NHL.com or NHL rather. I'm sorry. We got Mike Rickenbach coming in here. He's gonna be talking Eagles with us. We have Big Daddy, James Blisser. He'll be doing a lot of Sixer talk along with Sean Riley. And of course, our man Gus loves talking hoops. And we, like I said, we love talking 5 for 5 here. And don't forget, coming soon with the Devereaux Sports Show, we're gonna have Dave Mulatto and Eric Anderson. They'll be doing some UFC action. Like I said, the man behind the glass and man sitting next to me. I know they'll be chiming in on some UFC talk. So, guys, looking towards a great 2021. Hopefully, we can move on from 2020. I know it's going to take a couple months, but with the Devereaux Sports, we're chiming in and we're doing fine. So, guys, thank you for being part of us. I want to thank all the fans for chiming in today. So, guys, have a great afternoon. I know it's icy, so guys, please be safe out there. Let my PennDOT brothers and sisters take care of the roads for you. And let's go. I can't say let's go Birds.
No, not today.
let's go football team.
Let's go Philly Fusion. But guys, have a great afternoon.
That's a good one.
That was a good one.
Yo, listen, when time flies and you don't realize what time it is.
Dude.
Dude.
I think we do that every time we come in here.
Yeah.
Every time we get in here, it's just got a steady flow. And if I tread on anybody today, I apologize.
No, that's fine.
No,
Very
because I know like sometimes you want to get
Your point.
your point, man.
Yeah. That was all good talk all around. It was good.
We kill it all the time.
This is my boy
Was
from.
that your 20?
This is my boy from.
Oh, yeah.
My boy from West Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got his own podcast. He had he's real good. He's real tight with Gallows and Anderson.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well,
Really?
I know Gallows from when I used to work down in West Virginia.
Yeah,
He used to work with us.
my first ever show. Oh, never mind. It's embarrassing.
Most of what you do is embarrassing.
Yeah.
Let me hit the head
Well, I
real
don't
quick.
know
I'll
if
be right back.
anything's gonna top your shit story, bud.
No, this is going to top it. So, do you know? We'll still gimmick the WWE. He when he was playing like he was autistic.
Oh, Nick Dinsmore.
No. He had like another name where he came out. He was Festus.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember seeing the gimmick. He comes. He's like 6'8". He goes, and then
And
when
then the bell would ring.
he would just go nuts. He just you hear the bell ring. He go, yeah. He start beating up people. But that was his gimmick. He was in WWE for a while. So right, he came up to me.
Fake Kano.
So here's my first ever match I ever had. I was down at King Kong Bundy's. He goes, "Hey, young man, I need baby oil on my back. You put it on." I'm like, what? Put it on. You're touching the WWE back right now. I'm like,
You put baby oil
You
on
did
my
it?
back?
You did it.
Well, I don't know, man. That doesn't sound as bad as your shit story, bud. I don't know how the fuck that
geez.
happens.
so one night I had to go to the bathroom. I pooped up Eddie's grandma's house, but I didn't make the toilet. I hid it everywhere else.
He hit
That
me.
happened more than once.
What?
Oh yeah, because I pooped up his leg.
He
What?
fucking got to the camera. Because when we were younger, he was fucking disgusted. So he
I
used to
know.
go around farting on people. This motherfucker, I would have the
Sharted.
camera on somebody. He came from the side, tried to fart, and fucking sharted.
You fucking idiot.
I love it. I miss this, man.
Yo, here's the thing, right? So we're about to play football. You go, oh, I'm so good at football. I'm faster than you. I was like, Pat, I run a 4.3. You're not faster than me. He says, show me how you play. I was so much faster than all his friends. I was like, you're a fucking joke, you fat loser. So he was like, oh, I had to take a shit. I was like, Pat, you're a grown ass man. Why didn't you go before we played or before we went? He goes, oh man, it's just running out of me, man. Oh, dude. I said, Pat, I'm telling you now, you shit in this car, you're gonna pull over and I'll walk. So we get to his buddy's house, Eddie, right? And he was in there for over an hour. We're like, yo, what the fuck happened here? We're like, yo, did he have a heart attack on the toilet? Then his phone rings like 30 seconds later, right? He goes, yo, Ed, man, you need to come in here. There's a problem. Right? And Ed goes in there. He comes, no lie, look on his face. He comes out. He says, I was like, you all right? What happened? He goes, dude, there's shit on my ceiling. There's shit on the walls. And he comes out and he's all had his shirt off. I was like, why is your shirt off? He was like, dude, there's shit all over. I was like, what? So I was in the sewer, and I was like, Pat, how old are you? And he's like, dude, man, this is embarrassing. He's like, out of the shirt that you're a grown ass man.
Do you remember his?
The roast of Pat Bernard.
Yes.
You want to take a break from sports? That's a good idea.
I will love that show.
My wedding.
I will flourish.
Dude, my wedding, right? You know, the best man speech. Fucking, it's me, Hunky, everyone's there. Dude, it turned out to be, I was getting roasted on my what's called, because like my buddy Eddie roasted me. Then Gus grabs the mic, roasted me. My buddy Timmy grabs the mic, roasted. Dude, my buddy Hunk was pissing himself. He's like, dude, this is all roast. I love this. Like, there was nothing like the best man speech you went from. I'm like, oh yeah, a couple of jokes there.
It's the same that, like, Pat, the funniest thing about it is you like take it so great.
Oh, because I love it.
That's cool.
Because the way I say it, if I'm not getting ripped on, I'm not being long.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's I'm sitting like this, like that's like this dumbass got kicked out of my house. My mom threw him out because he farted. I'm like,
Bro, my parents invited me over to breakfast, right? My parents are from
yes,
Peru.
yes, they're old school.
Right? So they come up to breakfast, and this guy's sitting eating eggs. He goes, my mom looks at him and he goes, "Get the fuck out of my house."
No, she didn't do that. She went. I was like, what? She's like, get down.
No, even my dad used to roast the shit out of Pat all the time.
Dude.
And then he would grab his hand and just like ready to
Dude, he did. He tried to like break my hand every time I give him a handshake. The worst one ever is because my Eddie's another one. Like he has no filter. Like whatever's on his mind, he just shoots it out. He's like, "Hey Pat, remember we're trying to hit?" Because Gus's mom is young, so Gus was like, coming in the neighborhood. So I didn't know. I thought Gus's mom was his sister. I'm like, okay, who's that? So we're again. I'm like 14. We're like 14. So I'm like, oh yeah. So So anyway, like my buddy Ed goes, yeah, remember Pat? You had a thing for Gus's mom. Gus's dad just went. I'm sitting there like,
He said, I was like, ooh, you fucked up.
dude, I'm sitting there like sitting on the couch. And Gus's dad, all he has to do is shoot you up, and you're like, oh shit. Oh my gosh, shit.
He perfected that over the years.
Yeah, he went from, Pat, what you saying?
And he hits you with like a real heavy accent too, so you're like,
Yeah, like I'm like, sorry.
You're Italian, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
he had a real heavy Scottish accent.
Yeah.
Oh, 15.
$100.
Ah.
Just for you. You got a fiver then?
Yeah,
I got a fiver.
I made sure I stopped and got changed this time.
Yeah, I got 20 again.
and I got 20.
Yeah.
So now let's split that 10.
Throw a 10 on the floor and then let him fight for it.
Okay.
Fuck you, Pat.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
How do you want to split this?
I got 4 ones, bro.
You have a 5 though, right?
Give me the 4 ones. I can get it. I'll just tell my wife I brought something to eat and what I'm probably gonna do.
All right.
She's gonna be like, God damn it, Pat.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I talked to Rob about the phone situation. You're gonna have whatchamacallit calling in next week.
Who, Bill?
Bill, yeah.
Probably next week. Yeah, probably have him on the Sunday the Go show or our show. Because I want to get, I talked to Rob. I said, Rob, last time we were on the air, I told him about the zing sound we were hearing. He's like, we'll get it fixed, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, that's fine. Because I said that we were trying to, we had a big out. I said, we kept on hearing this big zing sound. I said, we don't know what that was about. I said, me and Bob were trying to figure it out. So, anyways, we're going to, like I said, I want to start getting Bill on. Jason Martinez calling up. I'm going to get, what's his name, call up Jason Martinez. I'm going to try to get Tyrone Johnson, Sixer talk.
I wonder if everybody calls him Martinez. Just goes to show. His last name's actually Martinez.
Martinez. Yeah,
I think people do say Martinez, but it's so fast. It
Yeah,
sounds like
yeah,
Martinez.
because I think he's told me he's Irish and Greek. But anyway, like, another one, I want to I'm going to drop the gloves with him so many times. I want to have him call
The
in.
only thing that you can do it's called clipping, and when that happens, apparently I have to just like play with it.
Oh,
the volume.
I wanna get these
You
off.
have to take the covers off too.
Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah, I got him.
I have to keep adjusting it. There's not really any way to.
Man.
Now.
All right, brother. Thanks. Great
No
show.
problem. Got you good. I gotta get home in time. I gotta like make that for my friends that are out of state.
Like,
Hey, you gotta make one go. One point is the week Saints in the Chiefs play. We'll put 500 hours on the over. Took it. So he got back like almost a grand. He got over a grand back, so he's just like, yo, doing it for the Saints. I was like, okay. Now everybody said, all my boys that are like in different states that don't have online gambling, they send me over what they want, how much they want, they pay tell me the money. So I throw it
You got a little business going
yeah,
on.
man, you know. Have a little side hustle.
There you go.
When they win though, dude, like my boy he's sending me $1,000 today. He wants me to put it on Buffalo. Wow.
It paid off last week. Last week I paid off well.
Oh man, this dude's hit every week he's bet with me.
Bro,
But he doesn't-
last month was good, man. I hit almost $4,000 the whole month.
It's welcome to that.
Oh fuck yeah.
I'm getting close. Like I said, last night I did the same game parlay, but it paid me $875.
That was my best month I ever had.
Good old Ben Simmons needed one more bucket. All right, guys, enjoy yourself.
All right, see you,
Happy
man.
holidays.
You too, man.
so the only way. So Pat,
Yes.
he told me about. He said you complained, and that you told him that I was a fucking dick.
Well,
And I didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
I said, Rob, when are you getting back?
Yeah.
That sounds like Paul talking.
Matter of fact, this is him now. He's actually just hit me up.